Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are. It is, of course I didn't look at my phone. I don't know why I don't do this before. It is Sunday, January 16th, and it is 10:42 p.m. and there's a snowstorm happening. This is actually the beginning of it. It literally just started snowing about 20 minutes ago. I thought, oh, why don't I go outside and go for a walk? So right now I am on Hayden Street, heading towards Yonge. So I think we're gonna hit Yonge and then go down Yonge. And that's the goal. Hopefully, because it is a Sunday night, try to flip you around. Hopefully it's a quiet, uneventful, maybe kind of a little relaxing walk. But this being the city, I can't guarantee anything, so who knows? So they say that this is going to be one of the biggest snowfalls that we've had in Ontario in like the last decade. But if I'm being honest, I can't tell you how many times I've been told that we're gonna get hit with a big snowstorm and then we get like 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters. Although it's been snowing for about half an hour now and there's already a significant amount on the ground. As you can kind of see here. Oh, it's unfortunate. There's a lot of red snow. I hope that's not blood. So we're at Yonge Street, and this way, that's Yonge and Bloor, where that big condo tower is being built, with supposedly the Apple store going in. And we're gonna walk south. There's I guess it's a person on a bicycle. They have like a red light down the distance. I'm not sure if you can see that. Ginger's really great Vietnamese restaurant. So this used to be Oja, and they closed last October. And it was really sad. It's actually one of my favorite Korean places in the city, but it's never really busy there. So this building is kind of going under a lot of renovation these days. I think it's owned by U of T, and there used to be a video game store, a Second Cup, and a bunch of other smaller businesses, but they all got kicked out about a year ago, or almost 2 years ago, except the dollar store. The dollar store is still there, which I'm actually quite happy about because I go there quite often. Although there's a lot of dollar stores, or even more dollar stores closer to where I live. And there's already quite a lot of accumulation of snow. I like how that area is kind of lighting up. So this building that we're walking by right now is the very condemned, oh, they have a building permit. It's the Scientology building It's been like shut down as long as I've lived in the area. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about this little snowstorm. We did have a bit of snow last month, probably about like 2 centimeters. This is supposed to be, gosh, I think they said that we could actually hit up to a foot. Hoping I can maybe go for a walk in it tomorrow. Give you guys a little video. You can see my shadow walk in front of the Boyle bar. So over there, not sure if you can see it because it's not really on, but we have a Dalmoro's, which is a pasta chain. And I think that's the only one in Toronto, but somebody feel free to correct me. Actually, there might be another one. But they're a big chain in Europe, I believe. Because I remember having it in Spain, when I was in Spain a few years ago. I keep hearing that this building's going to get turned into condos, and I'm kind of sad about that because it's really cool looking. Snow is really starting to fall now. I'm actually excited on that side of the street to see what kind of retail goes there. Knowing Toronto though, it's probably going to be an RBC, an Aroma. I'd say Starbucks, but they've kind of been disappearing. I don't know why that light behind me is flashing. There's an Aroma here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put another one there. Although I do really like the entryway here with the tiles, the checkered tiles. So we're coming up to Wellesley, Yonge and Wellesley. You know, in weather like this, I don't think I'd want to be on the road. Like, oh, that's cute. Second, I thought that was a real dog. Yeah, I don't want to be on roads like this. In fact, I'm almost like, is that guy gonna be able to stop? The cars are just kind of sliding. Especially they don't have their winter tires on. Even me as a pedestrian, I have to be a little bit cautious because these vehicles might not have full control. There have been many very... there we go. See? Didn't take that long before we'd hear honking and beeping. But there's been too many unfortunate accidents of cars losing control and going right into the sidewalk, into pedestrians. Really sad. kind of like a wet snow right now. That I wouldn't do. I would not bring my scooter out in the snow. Because even though the tires are pretty good and they have a bit of traction, they would do terrible in this. Although I do want to bring it out, but I just don't want to like be swerving in cars or traffic on something that I could easily lose control of. So that place right there, Egg Club, I have nothing but praise for that place. When they opened, I believe like was it during the summer? Or maybe it was like earlier. It was like the spring or something. And I was getting their sandwiches like at least 2 or 3 times a week because they were so delicious. They're like those Japanese kind of like fried egg sandwiches. Well, I am near the fire station, so that's expected. Oh, someone lost a pair of shoes. This sounds like a giant bird, but I think it's a person. Probably mimicking the sirens.
There are not.
The guy by the A&W that was doing that weird shouting. There used to be, I think it was like here, it was Menchie's, probably a couple of years ago. Actually, Yonge Street used to have like a lot of frozen yogurt places, and they're all gone. They're a thing of the, what do you call them, the 2010s? Like the early 2010s? So many frozen yogurt places. I wonder when Hoops is gonna open back up. Ritz Caribbean food, it's so good. Actually, pretty lucky in the city to have them around because they're really great. I might get some barbecue chicken. Or I had this on a whim one time and I didn't understand at first. It was, how do you call it, like cocoa bread with a beef patty in the middle. And I was like, why would you put a beef patty in the middle of like cocoa bread? Because there's already like the patty itself is breaded. But I don't know, it was magical tasting. Really, really delicious. So that's one of my favorite things. Just don't think too much about it. Very narrow walkway. I don't know what they're doing there. I wonder. See, and now you know what they're doing in there. I couldn't actually see my camera when I was holding it up there, so I think they're tearing up the road. Oh, there's a little hole there. Well, it doesn't matter. I can kind of see through the fencing what's going on there. Cute displays of the brick. Although I wonder how they're going to do because there's an IKEA opening up just down there. A little detour here. This is the backside of College Park. Yeah, there's a skating rink here. I think this is where you can put your skates on. I want to go skating, although I can't tell where the skating rink starts and where it ends because the snow's covering it all. You see there's some people out here skating. So here is where I assume is going to be the new entrance to the IKEA. One of the first downtown IKEAs in Canada. Because this used to be like a, what is it called? Like that pasta place, like the Italian red something or something red. Not Baton Rouge, but I can't remember. Just gonna wipe the camera a bit. It's getting very wet.
Hey.
This whole street looks so different since they've knocked down all those buildings there. There's a big empty hole now. It's one of the nicer McDonald's. I was like riding his bicycle on the sidewalk. I guess the H Mart closed early because usually it's open till midnight. Going to do a little bit of a view looking back up north. barely see the top of the aura there because the snow is just coming down. It's so serene. Like, it's just slightly after 11 o'clock on a Sunday, which the city would normally be dead, but it feels like it's even more dead right now. I'm sure if I did this at like 2 in the morning, it'd be completely empty. Wow, it's kind of pretty. Just how quiet it is with all the lights lit up. I tried to take a photo with my phone, but my touchscreen glows aren't working. It's funny because this is the deadest I've ever seen this corner of town. I need to take another photo. Just gonna hang out here for a bit. Let's walk towards the bay. This is just so surreal looking. I'm so glad I did this walk. It's so pretty out. Starting to get like wet under my mask. It sounds gross. No, the sidewalk here is actually kind of slippery. Look, I kind of felt my shoe sort of slide a bit a couple of times. So if I'm slipping on the sidewalk, you can be certain that cars without snow tires at least wouldn't be doing too well in this because it's quite a slushy, slippery mess. There's the old terminal barber shop next to Uncle Tetsu's. And it's called the Terminal Barber Shop because there's the old Toronto coach terminal. Which I'm not sure how active it is these days because Greyhound pulled out of Canada. So they don't operate here anymore. And although they do run a line from Buffalo to Toronto, so they connect us to the US, but they don't do intercity destinations within Canada anymore. And down there used to be the world's biggest bookstore. It's now a condo. It's always a little bit sad just thinking about that. I'm right next to Egg Smart. I think I order from them sometimes. They're not bad. Like, there's nothing special about them, but they're not like terrible. I still like to hit these, even though the ones they say that's like for audible signal only, which means that they don't do anything when you press them. Oh, it's funny. I'm really covered in snow right now. I'm gonna have to flip the camera around to show you guys. But probably when I get close to the end of this video, but I'll probably sign off soon. Kaka Sushi. It's one of my favorite all-you-can-eats in the city. There's a couple of other favorite ones I liked, but they've closed down. They didn't survive the pandemic. Oh, doggy. I always want to pet people's dogs, but like, it's kind of, well, I guess since the pandemic started, it's just something you don't do anymore because you don't know like how people feel with you getting close to them or their animal. I guess even before, you'd always want to ask before you pet someone's animal, but now I just like, when I'm walking my dog, I think I'd like to be left alone, so like I assume other people do too, so I just don't bother. I just observe and think of how cute the dog is. So this guy honked at him because he was moving too slow for the green, but he's moving at a okay pace because the roads are crappy. So screw you to the person honking their horn. Switch hands. My hand's actually getting really cold, even though it's kind of gloved. So I'm trying to point all the way. There we go. I actually wanted to show point the right way. So this building here, it's actually weird seeing this street because I used to live in that building there, and this street was always bordered off because they were like digging a giant hole there for like the deep water to like pipe the water from Lake Ontario down there. But yeah, so for my friends who watch the channel, which I think are the only people who watch this channel, that's right here in this building. I think 2008 and 2009. Yeah, I think that was it. So just for those 2 years. Really old school, kind of like built in the early 80s style condo. Well, now we're at the other side of College Park. Boy, I keep hitting every red light. It's like I'm walking at like the perfect speed to hit every red light possible up Bay Street. I used to get my hair cut there way back in the day when I lived just over on the corner at Top Cuts. So I'm completely making sure all traffic stopped before I crossed. Okay, my flipping was successful that time with these giant gloves on. And you can see how much snow is just on me right now. But I'm gonna end this here because I still want to keep going. I'm gonna keep walking a bit, but I don't know how this camera's doing with the amount of snow that's on it, and I'm worried I'm gonna have to buy a new one tomorrow if it doesn't turn on again. So yeah, thank you for joining me on the snow walk. Of course, this time I actually hit the green light. I'm gonna keep walking. So thank you for joining me. Just keeping my eyes on the road. Wow, it is actually really, really pretty out here. But yeah, say it again one last time. Thanks for joining me on this walk. I hope you're nice and comfortable and somewhere warm on the couch, in your bed. While I'm out here where it's cold. But yeah, till next time, take care.